Yo, what's going on, everybody? Nelson Chan from Hoopin' Live. So this has been a very, very long anticipated episode of Checkup. Yeah, so it's been a long time since I had a last checkup, but joining in with me today, I got the homies, Fung Brothers. We're gonna talk about the NBA. Today's episode, we are gonna talk about the mid-season recap of the season. Just past All-Star break, there's been some crazy news that's been going on.
Some Twitter beef.
Some Twitter fingers.
Yo, man. Let's open up.
Let's just open up with the Twitter beef.
Shaq versus Javale McGee.
All right, real quick, what happened? Pretty much, Javale was getting sick of getting roasted on Shaq and the Fool for the past, how many seasons?
Like what? Ever since Shaq and the Fool was made.
He's pretty much been the MVP of Shaq and the Fool, and Shaq continues to rip him for his mistakes, but he's on a good team now. Javale's feeling it. You know, he's contributing to the Warriors, right? You know, one of the best teams in the NBA. Pretty much, he started getting at Shaq.
One of Shaq's tweet was like, just because you're playing on the Warriors or playing on a good team, don't think like you're a very good player or you a G. So I dare you to come at me. I'll slap the ish out of you.
Hashtag bum ass.
Yeah.
Hell of the time in every tweet.
Yeah, you can tell he was mad.
He was
you can
mad.
tell he was legitimately mad. At first I thought Shaq was playing, but he was mad.
He was low-key
I'm
mad.
not gonna lie, I thought that escalated pretty quickly.
Right, but first of all, Javale's tweet was pretty insulting. He said, "Get my nuts out of your mouth."
But that is because Shaq and the Fool aired like a montage of all his mistakes.
First of all, Javale is a goofball. Okay, he makes tons of mistakes. He should be called out on them. But I am starting to feel bad for him because I'm like, you know, he's just trying to play ball and everybody makes mistakes. But he literally cannot live this down. He is like the biggest joke in the NBA. Anyways, all right, whose side are you guys on when it comes to the Javale and Shaq beef?
Let's just pick a side. Let's just do it.
I'd say I'll go with Shaq, man. I think, you know, Javale kind of has to man up. You know, you can take a little tease, but
And
like,
also he's kind of an idiot.
yeah, I mean, Shaq is not purposely, you know, like insulting you where it's personal. Like, you know, he's just trying to be goofing around on the show or whatnot. Javale just gotta, you know, live up a little bit, you know?
That's true. I think Javale does need to improve. I think we can all agree on that.
All right, next topic, man. Yo, I've been thinking about this one. I've been thinking about this.
Let it
I've
out,
been
man.
wanted to talk about
Tell
it.
him.
Nate Robinson cannot find a place in the NBA.
Man, he is
All right.
struggling, man. He's been posting Instagram posts.
He been trying to run.
tweeting.
He been trying to run under people's legs.
Robinson ducked underneath his legs.
Shout out to Nate. Nate from Seattle, man. And Nate is so representative
All the love,
especially
man.
in South
I mean,
Seattle, more like the hood in
he's a-
Seattle.
he's
But
a-
at the end of the day, do you think he would purposely went between that dude's legs in the D-League game to get more attention?
I don't think that's gonna get him back into the league, but
Obviously, yeah, not just that play, but
No,
why
but
do
it
you
is-
feel like he can't make the league?
All right. We gotta address this because this man just got waived. Brandon Jennings,
Oh.
aka Mr. 55-point game as
Double
a rookie.
nickel as a rookie.
okay.
Double nickel as a rookie, aka never since then. It ain't never been the same.
Well, ever
just-
since he tore his Achilles, it's never been the same.
But got waived by the Knicks, and I think it's crazy because somebody who has the kind of scoring ability as him, which he's like the hugest spark plug on a team right now, and he gets waived off the Knicks.
Speaking of people who getting picked up, Deron Williams just
Wow.
got picked up by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
Wow.
I heard they get Boogie too.
That is another
Did they
rumor.
officially get? They didn't get Boogie yet.
For sure, help. If you look at the Cavs situation, they
They
had
need people.
Jordan McRae and Kay Felder as the backup.
So LeBron got his playmaker back. Not back, but he got one.
For the second unit, he got a playmaker.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Because he was
he's
still
a
an
solid,
he was
solid.
still an Olympian.
You're right.
That's true.
And
was
actually,
nice.
he can hit clutch shots too.
He nice. Yeah.
I think LeBron and being on the Cavs under LeBron's wing, I think Deron's gonna add a lot because I think anybody who's under LeBron's wing automatically like shapes up. You know, they clean up a
what
little
you
bit.
think he did to Derek Williams' career? Derek Williams is about to be not in the NBA anymore, and then he was the number 2 pick the year Kyrie was number 1, and now they picked up the number 2 pick pretty much off waivers. So they got the number 1 and 2 pick from Kyrie's year, and he's dunking again. Nobody as big as him dunks like him.
He's
All
like chubby-
you know who he
chubby
reminds me
going
of?
down like this.
Because
Like Carmelo.
there's not that many chubby guys who can get up like that. You know who it is? It's him and Zion Williamson.
Zion.
'Cause Zion Williamson, he
He's
looks
cool.
kind of fat too.
Yeah, he
But-
is. He has stupid balance.
I don't think I've ever seen. Have you seen Zion Williamson? Have you ever seen somebody who looked that fat and who could jump that high?
No.
Never.
So Deron helping the Cavs, do you think they can win with Deron?
I told you the
Win
other
the
day.
championship.
I believe the Cavs, if they get Bogut, JR and Kevin Love comes back, or even just one of those two, I think they're gonna beat the Warriors.
Repeat.
Yeah.
Repeat.
What do you guys think?
I don't know, man.
I
It's
think they
pretty
can.
tough,
I think they
man.
can. I think
It's a toss-up for
Dude,
me.
you know the
No.
super teams never win the first year.
No,
the
I'm-
super
I'm
teams
not-
never win the
I'm
first
not
year.
Yeah,
into
the
the Warriors
Celtics.
this year.
The Celtics was the only team to do it. They won it the following year.
the year that they got the team.
Yeah, KG, Ray Allen.
I don't think. Trust me, the Cavs is taking it again. That's what I think.
All right.
I do think if
I
they
think
get
that's a
Bogut,
50-50
I think
toss,
if they get
man.
Bogut, it's gonna be good.
It's a
Because
50.
Bogut, he's a champion.
He's a champion.
Right? He's a champion. I'm just saying.
And obviously, the Warriors.
Gotta believe in the champions.
And KD both lost 3-1.
Hey.
Man.
Yo, what you think about KD, speaking of people on the Warriors, saying, yeah, I really didn't want to play back at home, so I didn't even really consider Washington.
Oh, you didn't want to play in DC?
Yeah,
Is that right?
Wall and Beal.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't
really,
know about
who
that.
doesn't want to play with Gortat?
I don't know, the Polish
The Polish
hammer.
hammer.
No.
He's nice, dude.
I'm a fan of Gortat.
Who doesn't want to play with Otto?
Otto Porter?
Yo, Otto Porter bringing back the Amari glasses.
Yo, speaking of the Washington Wizards,
talk about John
John Wall is having the year of his life, man. He is putting up nasty numbers. His shot is more consistent, and he's being a leader, man. He's trying to carry his team to really win.
I think it really took off once he left Adidas.
Yeah, he's a sneaker free agent. He started wearing Kobe's, that's why.
You know, Bradley Beal signed that big contract, and I would say that he's definitely had games where he lived up to it.
Sure, yeah.
But
Obviously better than last year.
Will the Wizards ever be good? Like at least in the next 1-2 seasons?
I still feel
Anytime
like-
soon, are they
I
gonna be
look,
good?
They're still missing one more key player. I don't think John Wall and Bradley Beal can do it. They need one more guy.
I don't think they run a good system. Those two.
I would say they need an Al Horford, Paul Millsap type.
Yeah.
So Al Horford, Boston Celtics, IT, Al Horford, and are they missing another guy? They don't have really another big guy. I mean, not big guy, but like a big name guy, right?
They're an undersized team that's overachieving.
Avery Bradley, I mean,
Yeah, he's not even an all-star.
shout out to
Jay
Jay
Crowder.
Crowder.
The Celtics situation, they're like a small team, but they're just killing it. But is that going to carry over?
Man, they still got Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah, they can't make it past the Cavs, man. I'm just calling it right now. It's gonna be a finals rematch of last year, Cavs and Warriors.
So what,
No
no
one ever
Spurs?
know.
You don't think the Spurs are going to make it out?
I kind of take back my statement.
Hold on, let's talk about the Spurs real quick.
Since we just watched the Spurs game against the Lakers, the Spurs are nasty. As always, year in and year out, they're putting up 60 wins in the season. They're just good, man.
Spurs are dope, and I think they're always going to be a contender to win the championship. But I feel like they still don't have that one guy
Yeah.
who can just give you something out of nothing.
We'll just give you bucket.
Kawhi's kind of like
He's
that.
up and coming, I feel like, but he's still not there yet.
And what do you think is the major factor? All right, I'll say this. If Steph goes out and gets injured because he is injury prone, Spurs are taking it.
All right, assuming everybody is healthy, I think the Warriors would take that series in 6.
Warriors in 6. Everyone's healthy.
Everyone's healthy.
Fair. But don't sleep on the Rockets though. They're number 3 right now. You know.
Okay, bro.
This is
He's
a
a
surprise.
As good as the Rockets are, does anybody really take them serious as a contender?
No, all right, let's real quick MVP talk. Ever since the season began, it has pretty much been like,
All right.
is it gonna be
There's only
Russell-
2 candidates, basically.
There's Russell Westbrook, James Harden,
Yeah.
and then there's
LeBron James, KD.
I would say Kawhi Leonard and LeBron, and actually IT is there.
Fair.
IT in the East. So, but really between Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Russell having a historic year,
All right.
averaging a triple-double,
I'll say this.
but
and
his team's not as good.
I would say that they're just going to give it to Russ.
You think so? I think they're gonna give it to James.
Yeah,
All right, because
I don't think the writers.
All right, so who votes for MVP? It's a panel of sports writers and broadcasters that determine the MVP.
Because they're going to say averaging a triple-double.
But your team is the 7th or 6th seed. I don't think any MVP ever got an MVP award under a 3rd seed.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I think like no one ever did.
Okay.
I could see why they don't, because obviously if the team is like not that good,
It'll be a good test to see what's more popular. The media headlines, which is like Russ is averaging a triple-double, or will the win column win out?
Yeah.
it'll be interesting because the story, obviously KD leaving, Russ averaging a triple-double, playing out of his mind.
Yeah, that's true. But I just felt like it's the media, man. The media like Russ. Because
Yeah.
James Harden, he's not that friendly with the media.
No.
Will they break that? Let's say that tradition is true.
The tradition,
I think it is, of where nobody below a 3rd seed wins MVP. Will they break it for Russ this year? David, you say yes.
I
It's a
think
crazy-
so.
I might
Dude,
think so too.
yeah.
Trump based on the
president.
story.
That's true.
Based on the KD leaving and everything, the bromance breaking up.
Russell will
Hey,
win the
Speaking
electoral
of Russell,
vote.
Russell's losing all his brothers, man. He lost his dancing partner, Cameron Payne.
Oh,
he can't do that. He can't do that. No, not anymore.
This kind of
All right, so you think the MVP is going to James Harden?
I think it's gonna go James Harden.
You think it's going to Russ?
He's gonna be like Kawhi.
I think they have to, after all that talk, they have to give it to Russ. But I feel bad for James Harden because I'm like, James is kind of getting robbed again, sort of.
Because he was supposed to get it last year. So they might think of it, okay, James got
Yeah,
robbed
yeah,
last
all
year.
right.
Okay.
We'll give
Yeah,
it to
you have,
James.
you have
No.
to take that into consideration.
The Twin Towers, man. Fire and ice.
Ooh.
All right, first of all, who's better?
Boogie or AD?
I
Or-
think talent-wise, Boogie has more potential just because his body is not as weak. But
Well, you need.
You know, I think talent-wise,
But-
AD is better.
because AD get hurt so much.
Yeah. He's
All right,
injury
you tell.
prone.
Yeah, but I almost want to say Yeah, you're right. No, because he's a smarter player. He takes the game more serious.
Yeah.
Both Hall of Fame level talent, though.
AD will go down as a greater player. I think that you can win a championship easier with AD. DeMarcus, as talented as he is, obviously in the past he has attitude problems. I mean, really, who knows what kind of leader he is. But definitely AD could be, you totally see him as a piece on a championship.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what? That's it? We just decided?
AD's better.
AD's better.
AD's better.
AD's better.
close, though?
Those things. All right,
Is it close?
It's close.
80's 95 rating, Boogie's 90. All right.
Is
Talent-wise,
that a 2K?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's my rating.
but I will say DeMarcus is like a way better passer.
I think he would be more
I
effective.
mean, if
than
Boogie
AD.
cared about the game like AD.
Yeah, I would rather take Boogie than AD.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because you want a big body.
I love
a
his
big
passion
body.
for the
Because
game.
a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
body
Yeah.
is worth more than a
floppy.
skinny,
Yeah.
A floppy body,
Floppy
right?
body. It looks like, what's that green dude in that cartoon?
Gumby.
Gumby.
Or he looks like one of those blow-up things when you at the cars, at the auto dealers, or the car wash.
Obviously, if Boogie more maximized what he has, he would be one of the
He's
greatest.
physically more dominant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I am not sold on his mindset.
I don't think he cares about the game as much as AD.
Maybe he cares now more because he's on. a
No,
different
I
team.
feel like because he's been on the Sacramento Kings and all they've been doing is losing over the last years. He's been complaining because the organization kept messing it up for him. You know, they had Hassan Whiteside, they had Isaiah Thomas, they had a lot of good pieces, but you know, something just happened. They never won. You know, to be honest, I feel like the Sacramento Kings players, talent-wise, are better than the Pelicans, like prior to the trade. In the freaking Pelicans, you have Drew Holiday, Tyreek Evans.
Yo, actually, I do think this is an interesting transition. Drew Holiday, I actually think Lonzo Ball's peak is Drew Holiday.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
They're pretty comparable, right? UCLA,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
similar games.
I think he's gonna be better than Drew Holiday. He's 6'6", and he's like.
Drew Holiday was good, man.
Fast.
Drew Holiday's actually like 6'6" almost, or that's
he's
6'5".
like, yeah.
You know who they compare Alonzo Ball to? I'm not saying I agree with this, but they call him Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
He has
that's what the
he
NBA
says
draft
Jason
says.
Kidd. His dad said he's more like a Penny Hardaway, but his dad, you know, obviously is getting a lot of heat on internet for saying he's better than Steph Curry right now.
What made you say that one day Lonzo is going to be better than Steph Curry of Golden State?
I have the utmost confidence in what my boy is doing. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's better than Steph Curry to me.
No, okay.
So, like-
shoot. But
Yeah.
he's just being a dad.
There's one thing in being confident in your sons, and there's another thing in being.
We gotta talk about this as transition. What do we think about Lonzo missing 23s in the loss to Matter Day? Is it?
Not long.
I'm sorry. LaMelo missed
LaMelo.
23 pointers against Matter Day, including the pretty much a game winner at the end.
We airballed it, right?
Did their style of play end up catching up with them against a traditional basketball powerhouse?
Yeah. I mean, you can't. I mean, obviously, like they always say, you live and die from the three. And I think from what I read on the stat, LiAngelo and LaMelo combined, I think, were 13 for 49 from three-point range between the two of them. And then LaMelo shot 8 for 33 total field goals. All 8 of his field goals were three-point shots, and he didn't hit any two-point shots. And just,
All right, real quick on the Ball brothers. Let's go down. All right, so Lonzo Ball, UCLA, he's going to go to the league. Probably top 3 pick, if not top 2. Okay, you got LiAngelo, which is the middle. He's the senior right now at Chino, but he's not touted to be as good, but he's still going to go to UCLA. You think he's still going to go to the league?
I still believe all three are going to make
You
the
think
league.
they're all going to
I
get a
don't,
chance in the league?
I'm not saying when they'll go. LiAngelo might not be a one and done, but LiAngelo will make it. I promise that.
You think all 3 are going to go to the league?
It's
I
just-
just think if you count going to the league like being drafted and playing at least one season, then yeah, I think all 3 are going.
Yeah, I'm not buying that LiAngelo makes it to the league. I think he maybe makes it into the D League. Because he's still 6'6" and can shoot.
You think about it this way. You don't think he's better than a player like James Jones. He could just be a spot-up three-point shooter.
He got
And
cut
like-
a lot of weight.
Yeah.
He's slow.
Yeah,
But
a lot of
James
it- a lot
Jones
of
is a
it's-
liability too.
A lot of it's gonna be, in my opinion, gonna be dependent on the defense, the on ball.
True.
You know, you
I feel
gotta be able
like
to defend when you get in the
depending
league.
on whatever team and system that it's offering that he could fit in, he'll play. It's all about the opportunity.
Okay.
What do you think about Chino Hills losing lately, though? They've been losing a couple against the really good teams.
Yeah.
I think all the hype
Oak
caught up to
Hill.
him. Yeah, all the hype caught up to him. I mean, I think they did beat really good teams in the past. But yeah, do I think like maybe all the stardom is kind of
I
getting?
feel like
to
they're getting
him a
too
little
much pressure from the dad, hyping him up so much.
Yeah.
Obviously it's probably slowly
bit?
catching up to them.
I think it's fine. I mean, you look at LaMelo and he's a sophomore. I mean, he has so much more room to grow. Like I think he's gonna be fine. But yeah, I just think for the the remainder of the season, it's just been crazy. I mean, you got everybody talking about ESPN or this.
Okay, we gotta wrap this up, but let me say my issue that I'm thinking about the NBA. I gotta say my piece.
Let 'em know.
Because NBA, are you watching? Listen,
Let him know.
too many players experiencing either season-ending or career-ending injuries. Y'all gotta do something about them, man. Keep the arenas warmer.
It was out. Also, Dave, do you think that they should, because, you know, the style of play is so fast now, people are running more than ever, shooting more than ever, and the playoffs got really long. I mean, 7 games every round. I mean, that's been like that for the last week. Should they shorten the regular season?
All right, they need to shorten the regular season to 70 games.
Or space it out.
I would like to see also, this is a goofy suggestion I just thought of, a softer court. The court, it was more softer. It was softer, maybe easier on the injuries.
Okay.
Body or what?
Yeah, on the body. Pretty much, yeah, because you need somebody to dunk on.
So who's getting?
No, Jabari.
Oh, yeah,
Like Jabari.
He tore his ACL again.
Jabari, who else? Somebody else is out for the rest of the season.
Drew? Beautiful. Embiid, Joel Embiid. We just heard Ben Simmons is not returning because
Ben Simmons, you know what I mean? Like
his leg or whatever is not healing properly. No.
Yo, so what's your point do you want to bring up?
All right, you know what? Here's my issue with the NBA. I don't like the players complaining. I hate seeing when I'm watching a game, a player go hard, go up, feel like they got a foul, the ball is headed the other way down the court already, and then they're yelling at the ref, you like, ref, that was a foul. And I'm just like, get back on defense,
There is a weird...
There's a lot of crybaby mentality now.
I don't like that. And I'm with the old heads on this. I don't like it. Because as a fan, I don't like to see it. To be honest, LeBron, as great as he is, he still goes like this. Chris Paul still goes like this. I'm like, these are great players.
Just shut up and play, man.
Steph Curry and you guys like do that. Like, come on, man.
Come on, man.
That's my opinion. So stop doing that.
All right, Nelson, what's your point?
What do you want to say?
One of my points, man, NBA, I just don't want to see a couple of teams build super teams, man. I feel like it really, really hurts the league, man.
Because to
fans, like, I would say, who don't really know basketball, it's good because, like, it's entertaining.
Brings attention to
the teams. You have crazy highlights.
Yeah, but I just like, if you understand basketball and you're competitive, I feel like it really hurts the league when you have like literally like 4 good teams. You got like 4 decent teams, and then you got like trash teams at the very bottom. It's
well,
like,
what should they do to prevent that? Should they just say like, just stop people from signing? Like that one time Chris Paul almost came to the Lakers.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because I'm still salty because we never had Chris Paul as a Laker because David Stern told to trade. But I don't know, man. I just feel like I think it's the players. Okay, if you're a free agent, you don't want to jump to a super team. Like I'm not throwing jabs at KD or going to the Warriors. I made that decision. He made this decision and whatnot. But I feel like ever since LeBron started that trend where he brought the whole superstar team to Miami, everyone's just trying to like go wherever to win.
But it is more fun to play with other superstars.
Of course, yeah, it is. You know, it's
well, because they're all friends now, so they want to play with each other, and that's kind of like how the NBA is designed now.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like as a competitive nature and a competitive hooper, you know
what it is, man. I think as in my opinion, the NBA is gonna look at it like this: as long as the NBA is doing well and making money, they're probably gonna let this happen.
And this is the thing we should end on. When you have Nikola Jokic.
Yo, from the Denver Nuggets.
Yo, he got dimes.
For days, for weeks, months.
Yo, I don't think I've ever seen a big man pass like that.
That's a bonus.
Yo, okay.
It's a bonus.
Oh,
but even Sabonis is not on the driving. He's not on the post up. But Jokic could handle the rock.
No look, just.
Yeah, I'll say, you know what?
What are they teaching you how to play?
You know what, man? I like the European players because they add their own flair, man.
Yeah,
they really they know how to share the ball and stuff. And that is something I appreciate. Obviously, they're usually not the high flyers.
They're not athletic, but they're smarter.
They see the game, they play the game differently.
Yo, you guys, it just goes to show you, man, there's so much to talk about.
So much.
And we only talked about like what happened in the past like 4 weeks. Like, literally.
There's so much going on, man. But anyways, shout out to Fung Bros for making this happen. We will continue to bring these checkup videos to you, in a more consistent basis, because we're back together now, so we're doing our thing. Shout out to David, shout out to Andrew. More checkup videos and NBA talks to come, so stay tuned. Make sure to check out the channel and watch all the other videos. Check out the Fung Bros channel and shit.
And this is just one for us. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think about our mustaches and beards that we're growing out. This is a new thing. The Fung Bros are growing facial hair.
It's the facial bros.
the facial bros. All right, let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. This is Nelson, Hoop and Life. Thank you for subscribing to his channel.
Yes, sir.
That's Hoop and Life.
And until next time, we out. Peace.